Hello everyone, this is your mentor Rajesh sir, and in this video we will solve uh, JEE Mains 2024 20th January Shift 2 problem, and this is the problem from inverse trigonometric function, finding the domains of inverse trigonometric function. This is one of the most easy questions on that particular shift, okay, and the question says that let this is box of x denotes the greatest integer less than or equal to x. So greatest integer function we are talking about, okay. I will simply say box of x for the greatest integer function, okay. Then we have to find out the domain of the function f of x equal to sec inverse of 2 of box of x, that is greatest integer function. Box of x means greatest integer function. So 2 box of x plus 1, okay. We have to find out the domain of this function. So this is not the basic sec inverse function. First of all, you should know the domain for the basic sec inverse function. So the domain for basic sec inverse x function is either x is greater than equal to 1 or x is less than equal to minus 1. Then only this sec inverse function is said to be defined. But here we are having the sec inverse of this 2 box of x plus 1, that is input is this one, 2 box of x plus 1, and here input is this x. So therefore that particular function is defined when 2 box of x plus 1 is greater than equal to 1 or 2 box of x plus 1 is less than equal to minus 1, okay. On the basis of this we can say like that, okay. Now come to the inequality, and that is greatest integer functions inequality. So I can write this as a 2 box of x greater than equal to 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1, that is 0, okay. Again divide by 2, that is 0. So box of x is greater than equal to 0. So box of x is greater than equal to 0, that means box of x is either 0 or 1 or 2 and like that. So when we will say that box of x is 0, when x is coming from 0 to 1 including 0, that is x is lying between 0 and 1 including 0, then only we say that box of x is 0. Similarly, when x is coming from 1 and 2 including 1, then we will say that box of x is 1. So therefore any number x which is coming from 0 to infinity including 0 is said to be defined for this particular function. So x is coming from 0 to infinity including 0. Now come to this inequality. This gives box of x is less than equal to minus 2 divided by 2, that is minus 1. That is box of x is either minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, like that up to the minus infinity. Similar argument we can say that when the x is coming from minus 1 to 0 including minus 1, then box of that x is equal to minus 1. So therefore all those numbers which are coming from minus infinity to 0, that is x is coming from minus infinity to 0, for this x we will say that the given function is defined. So the function is defined for this x as well as this x, and mind it, here 0 is in open bracket and here 0 is in closed bracket, that is 0 is included. When we get union of these, the final answer will be minus infinity to infinity. This will be the final answer, that is minus infinity to infinity will be the domain of this particular function, okay.